Okay, we're here at the site of a stump that was used as a gifting area, and we've actually had 3 nights in a row where actually gifts were taken from the stump in a bowl, and some popcorn and some red vines that were actually taken and the bowl moved. But we've got Barb Shupe here, who's going to tell us a little bit more about some of her experiences in coming down by this gifting area. So go ahead, Barb.
Okay, so last night we're sitting up by the other side of the house up here.
Let me go ahead and view up here. Okay, so we're right about there. Yeah, behind the RV.
So we were sitting there for maybe an hour and a half after we'd gone to bed. And I came down to go to my tent. And as I walked down here, I decided to take a look at the gifting bowl.
Right.
So I walk over here, and I shine my light on it, and I see that it's been hit. From there, I turn around, walk back over here. So I come over, I get into my tent, and it couldn't have taken me more than 10 minutes to, get settled in, turn the light off. Within seconds of turning the light off, something big hit the ground just right here between Sam's tent and my tent, and it was a huge thud. And I thought maybe a branch, something fell out of this tree, but just within seconds of that big thud, I start hearing this tiny little voice doing this me 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 little sound. And after what Beth had said about hearing that she thought was a little alien or something, it's like,
right.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a little alien. So and right after that I'm thinking, well, maybe Beaker from the Muppets, something
right.
like that. So anyway, it did that for maybe 20 seconds, and then after that I could hear them walking and running back and forth around the tents, and there was just a lot of activity in here. Especially
right around here, because let me give everybody an idea. Now here's my tent right here, so we're only about 20 feet apart from each other.
Yeah.
In our small little sub-camp here with the main group.
So so I laid on my back in there hoping I could see some kind of a shadow crossing on the tent, but I don't think there was enough light. I didn't see anything, and I laid there for probably a good 20 minutes before I nodded off just listening to this. And at one point, something was standing right there in front of my tent door, and I heard over at the house, the door opened, somebody came out, went up to the potty house, and whatever was here just stopped, just froze right there. So a minute goes by, so whoever it was comes out, goes back to the house. The minute the door closed on the house, it started all up again, just right there.
So they stayed, and they weren't dissuaded about moving off or anything just because people were coming out of the house going to the bathroom. Yeah. So they stuck around. They were just outside of your tent.
Okay, so after that, I forgot what I was going to talk about.
Well, we were talking about the that in particular, and then of course mentioning of course about the fact that I had raked out the whole area.
Oh yes, this whole area had been raked out, and
completely.
So it was all nice and neat, so that and specifically so that if anything did appear, we'd be able to see it.
Right.
So this morning, I come out and. I didn't notice anything here. I walk over, and the first thing I see is these 3 rocks right there.
See that?
And the rock over there.
And I can attest to the fact those rocks weren't there when I raked it.
And I take a few more steps, and what do I see but this brick right here? Okay, there was no brick here. I mean, even if you look underneath it, you can see that has not been there for very long.
Right, and we've seen these bricks up here at the camp fire pit, so it looked like something got moved down here.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
The other thing too is what I wanted to do is while I was laying here, I remember Barb coming back later, and then I was about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it was about 12:30, I think.
12:30. So I retired way earlier because I was exhausted. But I was hearing a lot of activity outside my tent, especially behind my tent. And I was laying there, and I was hearing all sorts of, as you can tell, this is all pressed down over here. No, we haven't walked on it. And there's an area back here where it's pressed down as if something was setting. But something was moving and touching my tent and just rattling it while I was laying inside on the mattress. And the other thing that was kind of spooky, but I wouldn't say spooky, but it was just kind of weird. I saw a silhouette. As you see this tent cover right here, I didn't have it open where I could see out, but I could see the light coming from the tent up here, and it was shining through the tent. And as I was laying there, I saw this black silhouette of a head and a body move quickly across the frame, across the tent. And the fact is, it was moving so quickly and it seemed so close that it possibly was about, it wasn't like a regular sized person, probably about 5 feet. But it was really weird to see it because you didn't see no movement in the upper part of the body. It's just like someone took a cardboard cutout and just moved it quickly across the string, the screen. So other than that, we've heard multiple things through each night. Last night I actually heard, or I think actually it was the night before, I heard what sounded like popping noises coming from the different parts of the camp.
I heard 2 popping noises last
Yeah,
night
it was
too.
a little weird, and especially when you were talking about the gifting area back over here. I'd walked back there after Harry had set that up, and all I wanted to do was, it must have been about 10:30 last night. I just wanted to go there and take a look at it, see what was going on. And the minute I got there with the flashlight, and I tried not to shine it out, all of a sudden I heard rustling noises just beyond the gifting area. So they were already there waiting to hit it, So anyway, this is really exciting. We got one more. Oh yeah, we've got one more rock here.
Yeah, we didn't notice this right off, and Sam just kind of bumped it, but when we found it.